Welcome to the 63rd video in our series about Unix tools. I suspect your next question after watching the last video is going to be, hey, can I mark text that isn't whole lines? Sure you can. Instead of Shift V, which is for whole lines, you can just use regular V. And you can mark arbitrary streams of characters no matter where they begin or end on a line. So let me show you. Are we ready? Okay, I'm going to do 3J, and then I'm going to do a B, and then I'm going to say V, and I'm going to do J, and then I'm going to do dollar, and I've marked text that's a stream, but it doesn't begin at the beginning of the line. And I can do any of those things I could do before. Let's do a D. It's gone. Okay, let's put it back. And you say, well, I went too far. So I'll do a V, and then I'll do a J, and I'll do a dollar, and then I'll do an H. And you see it's going to stop on the period, not the new line. And if I D, that does what I wanted to do. So you'll have to practice a little bit to get exactly what you want. Let's try another one. Let's say I just need a little bit. So I want rectangular block, and I don't want the question mark. You need to remember to stop where you see the blinking cursor. I'm going to yank that with a Y, and then I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to say I'm going to use the, and then I'll do a P, and you say, oh no, what happened? See rectangular block control? That's not too good. Well, you can do a Shift P, and that's better. If you're on the C and you do a P, it's going to go after the C. You have to do a Shift P to go before. But you can see we still didn't get the space. Again, this has to do with not having enough experience. You need to be on the space, and then once you're on the space, do a Shift P, and you've got trouble again, right? You've got trouble again because now there's a space at the end, but there's no space at the beginning. If I do a regular P, there's no space at the end, and the problem is I don't have the space. So be smart. When you're up here, start your, because we don't have a space afterwards, right? We've got punctuation. So start here with your V, and then you can do W, 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 and then an H, and you say, John, I don't want to do it. Press V again. If you started with V, you can abort with V, or you can say, I don't want to do it. But let's be here, V, and then W, W, E. And you notice using the E stops in the right place. Now I'll do the Y, and then I'm going to jump down a few lines. I'll do a 5J and a 3J, and there I am where I wanted to be. And since we put a space in the front, think about it, the space is in the front. So I could do a P here and everything worked. Right? Do a P at the end of that letter, or if I'm on the space, I can do a Shift P. But now we've got the spaces that we needed. You just need to practice a little bit till you get the hang of it when you're getting individual words that have punctuation somewhere. If they don't have punctuation, let's say I want cannot do this. Okay, V, and then if you're lazy, you can just hold the L key, right? If you're not lazy, then you do the right thing, which would be W, W, Shift E, and then you do your yank. And then you can go wherever you want to go. Let's say we want to put it, I don't know. I want to put it here, and then I can do a P. And again, you remember the problem. If I go to the space and I do a P, I didn't grab the space at the end, so I don't have enough spaces. So when you grab it here, V, in this case, WWWH, no, that's not it. That's not it. Again, practice a little bit. V, W, W, E. That's not it. I want to be here. John, this is too hard. W, W, W. Went too far. WWE didn't go far enough. You know, so you're going to hit some H or some L or something, and you're going to get it. Now I had the space at the end of it. And if I come down here, and I know I have a space at the end of it, so I can go to this space and hit P, and it works. Practice a little bit. It's hard to describe in words. It's pretty easy to do. You just have to remember to grab some space around it. And that's for doing individual phrases within a sentence. It's still something you've got to practice. But the more you use it, the easier it will be. Now, let's look at the last kind of visual block. This is something that you just can't do in traditional VI. I was thinking this list was indented way too far. You see this? And you could try some kind of, 3 less, and it'll move a little bit, but really you can look at this and see what you want. So the trick here is to do Control-V. Control-V, the third choice. And if I do a Control-V, and it looks the same as everything else. But now let's do the J, and you can see, oh, it's marking a rectangular block. And if I do a D right now, that block goes away. If I did a regular Shift V, oh, I lost the lines. If I did a lowercase v, and I went out here, that wasn't what I wanted. But if I do a Control V, it does exactly what I wanted. And you say, that's contrived. Well, let's come down here and look at this. Here are 3 records from what I would call a fixed width records. The kind that languages like COBOL and Fortran like. Every field has a fixed size. This is totally different than modern JSON or something like that. This kind of file is faster to process, but of course you waste a lot of space on these spaces take up room in the file. Look at this file and you say, well, I can't really make the name fields any shorter because you might have somebody with a long name. But the second column, these are ages, and you think, what's the maximum age anybody could have? If Samantha Jones was a bazillionaire and super lucky, she might live to 105, but that's the most any regular human's going to live. And if we use 3 columns, we can still go to 999. Okay? Which should be good enough for most people. And yet we've got this big gap over here that we don't want. And I put the 105 here, and that's assuming that it was right justified, but probably it's left justified like that. So everything lines up in the column. And if you're really a stickler, you get that, which is right back where we were. But the idea is the space between here and here, I don't need it. And it's just wasting space. So if I was going to tune this file up a little bit, I could use the Control V. Don't go here. remember it gets the one on the cursor. So stop here and then JJ, and then you can do the D, and those spaces are gone. And if you wanted to move those spaces over here to the name field, and you say, what if I paste right here? Boom, you can do that. And you can paste that rectangular block. I rarely paste them, but I often delete them. So 3 ways for visual blocking. The Shift V, which is line based, the easiest one. Regular V, which is character stream based, like you use the mouse or something, and you wanted to just grab some stuff, and you start here with a V, and you say, oh, I've got these 2 sentences, don't forget to grab the spaces at the end, and then I can yank that, and then I'll come up here, and at the end of this sentence, because I yanked the spaces at the end, I'll put it here, and I'll press P, and there it is. How do you fix this paragraph up? Go to the beginning of the paragraph with a left curly brace, do a J, and then do a GQ right curly brace, and it's fixed up. So, wow, powerful operations in this VI editor. You just have to learn them. But these are vim-only features. That GQ right curly brace, that's a vim-only feature. All these visual mark and operations are vim-only features. Our next video, we will not do any more VI right now. We're going to do something else. So for the people watching these videos that say, for heaven's sake, Mr. Ham, I don't want any more VI. Don't worry, come back for the 64th video where I promise you I might use VI, but I'm not going to be teaching VI. I'm going to teach something else. Until then, thank you for listening.